Hey everybody, Mark Davis in the moments following our Thursday, July 18th show. And if you are George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin out, this is the video blog for you. There's only so much I can do convincing people of the rightness of the verdict and somehow lovingly, prayerfully trying to help people through the ability to grasp the correctness of the verdict. So let's do a couple of other things. Let's do two things about 2 minutes each. First, there's a lot of consternation about the Rolling Stone cover of Boston Marathon bomber Johar Tsarnaev. I can see how if I'm in Boston, I don't need to see the Boston bomber's face looking up at me from a magazine rack. But you know what? In the days after 9/11, wasn't Osama bin Laden on every magazine cover? I mean, wasn't he on Better Homes and Gardens cover at one point? I mean, if you are a universally known bad guy, there are going to be magazine articles about you. Maybe part of the disconnect is that it's Rolling Stone. You'd be more likely to catch a Bruce Springsteen, Bono, Madonna, or Michael Jackson cover over the years. What are they doing with the Boston bomber? But I know for a fact that Charles Manson's been on the cover a lot. God knows why. But then maybe you'll get a Bin Laden or a Tim McVeigh or something like that, because they occasionally do news writing, political writing. It skews way left. In fact, Rolling Stone's political writer Matt Taibbi is really one of the most despicable hate mongers in all of political writing. But free country, they get to do what they do. So I have to confess, I have the normal conservative derision for Rolling Stone's politics, and I have the normal sensibility of someone that doesn't want to see someone sensationalized or glorified. But if you take a look at the wording under the Johar Tsarnaev picture on Rolling Stone, it talks about how his family did him wrong, but then you get to the salient part, how he fell in with radical Islam. Radical Islam? Words you'll never hear Barack Obama, Rolling Stone's official candidate. You'll never hear Barack Obama say radical Islam, and Rolling Stone did, and turned into a monster. That's on the Rolling Stone cover. So this is a glorification. Exactly how? Then I did something crazy. I actually read the story. I put it on Twitter. Follow me at Mark Davis. And the story really neither celebrates nor demonizes him, just sort of takes you through his odd little life. So I have to just confess to you that that whole outrage was a little weird to me. Every once in a while, magazines will do stories about really unsavory people. And when they do, you're probably going to see that person on the cover. Okay? Moving on. Olympic boycott. Who's with me? Yeah, I don't know if I'm with Lindsey Graham or some of the other people who are saying that as we did in 1980, when President Carter, maybe the only tough thing he ever did, he said, all right, Russia, if you're going to invade Afghanistan, we're not going to go to the Olympics. It's a terrible Carter. I got to work on that. Anyway, that worked out really, really well. The Soviets flipped us the bird. They didn't care. The Soviets won a bunch of medals they didn't deserve. And American athletes paid a price, and American athletes are innocent in all of this. I did not like the boycott in 1980, and I had the proper ill feeling toward the Soviet Union. I hated their invasion of Afghanistan, and there was something that made me want to punish the Soviet Union for that. But all that Olympic boycott did was punish our own athletes. It was stupid, as it would be now. Because what the idea is now, from Lindsey Graham, who, again, what side of the bed does he get up on in the morning? He's sometimes absolutely right, and then sometimes just stunningly wrong. I can understand where somebody's coming from on this, so I'll just kind of lovingly and accommodatingly say, bad idea. Let's not start talking about boycotting the 2014 Winter Olympics, which are, about 7 months from now, in Sochi, Russia. And maybe you haven't gotten ahead of me. You realize why we would do this. Edward Snowden. Look, I'm not thrilled with the Russians once again flipping us the bird by refusing to hand over this traitor. But is this the stuff of Olympic boycotts? Really? Once again, I would say the answer is no. Let's not punish our luge guys, our bobsled people, our curlers, love curling, our ski jumpers, our ice dancers. Let's not punish these innocent American athletes because we perceive that maybe we're going to stick a shiv in the Russians' ribs for Edward Snowden. They're going to laugh at us as they did in 1980. Alrighty, back to the world of talk shows. If you're watching this on Thursday the 18th, tomorrow is our big 5-hour marathon day, as it always is. Bill Bennett's Morning in America. Join me there from 8 to 10, and then locally 10 to noon. But what does locally even mean anymore? You might be watching me in Baghdad or Montana. I don't know. And if you are, thank you. No matter where you are, thanks for watching this and for listening to us on 660 AM The Answer.